So hi guys, we are joined here today with Melinda from MOREBODY. Now MOREBODY is an Australian activewear brand that you can find on Yo Life. It's not only comfortable and absolutely beautiful in terms of style, but it's also made from sustainable materials. So thank you for joining us today, Melinda.
Pleasure, Tracy. It's very nice to be here this morning and also to be on your platform.
Awesome. Now, Melinda, tell us a little bit about MOREBODY and how the brand has come to life today.
Okay, well, as someone that's been always very much about movement, since a very young age, I've always done a lot of exercise, whether it's running, cycling, a lot of team sport when I was young, and then also yoga for a very long time and Pilates. So I guess I wanted to start a brand. I was starting to think about moving into the health and wellness space from a long-term kind of corporate career, and, was thinking about what that would look like. Also, I'm very pro trying to protect the planet and personally live my life and my family's life as close to that as possible. So I was thinking, how could I combine my love of fitness and then also kind of have a lighter footprint on the planet. So it was with the fact that having worn a lot of Lycra over many, many years, I found it really quite difficult to find a range. I would find a few pieces, and I know it's getting more and more popular, but several years ago, it was a lot more difficult. So it was really that catalyst in mind as someone that loves to move, who became a Pilates instructor several years ago. I thought, I know fashion quite well. I could start, MOREBODY using regenerated and sustainably grown products. So that was it. And here we are, almost 2 years.
Tell us, first of all, some of the products that are in your range.
So it was really interesting kind of designing some of the leggings and the active tops. And I guess it's like every brand that's created, it comes through one's own experience. And doing, yoga and Pilates, it was important, I think, to feel supported. So the leggings, I've got high waist. I know a lot of women really like the high waist, and it really does. And the products come with a range of different compression. So supporting the abdominals, which is really important in any exercise you're doing. And then a couple of different styles, whether you have an open leg, gusset, seamless front and back. Those are really important because everyone's anatomy is different, and different products fit on different people differently, and people want to feel comfortable when they're working out. So, the leggings, I've got high waist, mid waist. I have 7/8 full length, long shorts, which is really quite interesting, that go just over the knee. That's been really popular. They're in a high waist as well. And then my bodysuits, short and long bodysuits, which have been, really, I guess, probably the hero pieces in some ways. And then we've got the different types of active tops that you don't rip your hair out when you're taking them off.
Very important. Very important.
It really is. Yeah.
And they're not only, and I can vouch for this because I have a pair of your leggings that I truly live in because they're very comfortable.
Thank you.
But they're also really stylish as well. The colours that you use and the combinations of colours. Is this something that you design yourself?
Yes, absolutely. Look, I wouldn't call myself a designer or a creative director, but I felt I knew very clearly what I wanted, so I sketched everything up and then had the patterns made and then had them created. And I was lucky also. I've got, a great friend who was really good at kind of pattern making and what have you. So she was able to, when I could do my check with her and say, is this going to make sense if it's made like this? So that was a really good, bounce back for me. The other thing, in terms of, you mentioned the colours, even though I'm in black and white and grey, I'm normally quite a colourful person, and I know fundamentally black sells, but I also know that prints and patterns are beautiful and fantastic, and there's a lot of brands that do that. But I'm personally always been a very classic dresser, and I feel that there was a lot of people that would be like me, that would be very simple. My logo is barely visible. So I felt that there'd be people that would think similarly to me in terms of not wanting to wear a brand around overtly. And also, there's amazing kind of components of the fabric, which maybe we'll talk about later. But yeah, so it was no branding and just keeping it really simple.
Oh, and I love that. I strongly agree with you there that I am a very, streamlined, minimalistic sort of person, but it is nice to feel colourful, especially when you're going to go and work out. You want that bit of vibrancy, and it also, just puts a bit of a skip in your step, I guess, as you head out the door.
It does. And, it's a studied fact that putting on the right workout gear already gives you a level of motivation. So if you feel good in what you're wearing, so from a comfort style perspective, you will go and do your exercise. So it's a motivator. It's an extra motivator to put something on and move. So yeah, I
very much agree with that. So now let's get back to the products, because I've mentioned to you before, I absolutely love that you use products that are made from sustainable materials. So tell us more about that.
Yes, well, and I know it's a really topical word, but in terms of sustainable, I think one of the best explanations I've heard from a professor of this area is that you need to try and cover all areas to kind of call yourself a sustainable brand. So it's the fabrics, the fibers, it's knowing where your products are made, knowing that they're fair work, fair trade, and then how are you actually delivering that to the customer. So, we're not perfect, but it's been a mission from the very beginning to try and tick those key things off. So the fabric I work with has become really quite popular, actually, even in the last year, because a couple of the luxury brands, Prada and Burberry, have decided to use this amazing innovation from an Italian company called Econol, and it is regenerated nylon. And fundamentally, it is from regenerated nylon commercial fishing net waste that's been retrieved from the bottom of the ocean, carpet waste and other nylon waste, and the fibre is rewoven into Econol, and then there is actually, another element to give it a little bit of that expansion and contraction, which is lycra, and that's then made into the fibre. So it's keeping it within kind of a closed loop situation. And I use bamboo in the T-shirts, and I've just introduced a range of T-shirts with some combed cotton and organic cotton, and they're all Oeki-Tex and GOTS approved fibres as well.
Wow. It's so impressive, and I absolutely, love that you're doing this with your brand, but as well as your products, because it's I think there is so much activewear out there in the market. So it's nice to know, as you mentioned, we always want to wear something different or feel good in what we're wearing. So you want to be able to, expand that wardrobe, but it's nice to know that you're expanding it and it's still doing good for, the environment.
Absolutely. And look, again, maybe it's one of those things, when it's in your own ecosystem, I feel that really in the last few years, if you were going to launch a product, you needed to have a responsible purpose to launch something, and otherwise, there's so much out there. Why would you do it? So, that was definitely the kind of mandate for me and the MOREBODY brand. And the stretchwear, the Econol fabric is a really marvelous product in so many ways. It's got UV 50 in it, so you can wear it outside. It's really protective. It's non-peeling. And, you can actually, not that you necessarily would, but particularly with my bodysuits, a lot of cyclists as well as dancers and Pilates people, but cyclists and rowers, because you can actually go straight into the water because it's water resistant, and you just give it a rinse afterwards. So it's really multi-purpose.
For all the lovers of squatting and also to the runners out there, talk to us about those core signatures, because I can truly vouch, I'm a bit of a runner myself, and I can vouch that they were fabulous to wear because they didn't fall down when I ran. And
something I've learned also on this journey, it's about getting the right size, because there is compression, and if you buy your activewear a little bit small, it will naturally pull down. So it's really important, if you're not sure, don't try and squeeze into that size. Go into a size that you feel a little more comfortable with, because it will expand as well. But it's the pull down. People often think that, you know, when you put it on, I always encourage, if people are trying it on, just to do a little squat, lift their legs, just to see where the top back fits and then where the crotch stays as well. In terms of running, I would suggest that the slightly mid, which you have, the mid compression, are really great because they're very supportive, and they are, I've got a light compression, which is more popular for probably studio and also summer lightweight outside, outdoor work. You can also wear the light compression for running, but I think mid is a great weight to run in, and they won't fall down. They should not fall down. And the other thing, when you were talking about your squats, is guaranteed squat proof. The fabric is not see-through. It won't be see-through. So you've got absolute comfort that the person behind you, if you're doing something in the park or the gym, is not going to see the colour of your undies.
What would be your number one health tip that you'd like to share?
Oh, so many, but one, move. Really is just to try and move every day. It can be, doesn't matter your age, if you're feeling unwell, if you've got, even if you, let's say you've broken certain bones in your body, there's always some little part of you that can move, and try and move, because it really has both physical and mental benefit. It's just so powerful. And I don't know what I could do, if for whatever reason in my past life I haven't been able to move for a couple of days. I really am just aching in every way to move. So that would be my tip.
Another question I'll ask you is, do you have a favourite quote or motto?
This is it, be kind.
It's a good quote, and it's a very good thing to live by.
Yeah, because it's everything. It's family, friends, business, kind to the planet, kind to your customers. Just that should be a closed loop kindness in the world, and we'd be very different, wouldn't we?
It's a simple two words together.
Yeah.
And lastly, Melinda, what does it mean for MOREBODY to be on a platform like Yo Life?
Multifaceted. It gives us, it sits us in a really nice complementary landscape. So we're with some incredible brands, as I mentioned. I've been introduced to some incredible brands, whether it's ingestibles and skincare and just a range of things that I wouldn't known have existed in that that health space particularly. So I think it's the right clustering, which is wonderful. So it's a one-stop shop in many ways. So it's wonderful to be part of that, and also it helps my brand awareness for people that may have just been looking to buy something from a skincare or an ingestible or an accessory, a sports accessory, exercise, and then they're finding activewear on your site. And hopefully, so I know that it's really important for us to get our brand awareness out there, and Yo Life has been fantastic, and I know that you're in that really early stage, and we're really excited to grow with you.
Thank you.
As you grow. So yeah, it's wonderful. Great to be up there at the beginning as well.
Oh, fantastic. Well, we are very happy to have the MOREBODY collection available to the Yo Life consumers, because, as I said at the start, it's a fantastic brand. I love the pieces. I love how comfortable, stylish, and also too, that it's made from materials that's thought about and considered. So thank you so much for joining us today and sharing more information about MOREBODY. We're really thankful to have you here and to hear from you.
Thanks, Tracy. Great to speak to you, and look forward to kind of discovering more brands on your site and introducing MOREBODY to more of your customers.